Peace talks aimed at resolving Burundi's year-long political crisis have begun in the Tanzanian city of Arusha. Now, the regional East African Community bloc believes the resumption of the dialogue on Burundi is the best chance to end violence in that country. Senior government officials, civil society representatives and officials from several opposition parties are attending those talks, with the exclusion of a key opposition group that the Burundi government insists should be barred from negotiations. The clashes, which began last year, have killed hundreds of people and forced 250,000 of others to flee since President Pierre Nkurunziza pursued and won a third term in office, a move opponents say violated the constitution. Now, CCTV's Dan Ashby is following the developments at that conference for us. He joins us live now with an update from Arusha. Dan, of course, it is day 2 of the talk so far. Just take us through what's transpired so far.
Well, the talks opened with a very strong opening ceremony where it was reiterated how important and how historic these talks are, that there is no option for them to fail. Then it was the government's chance to speak to the mediator on the first day. They do speak separately at the moment. The government was likely to say that they think Burundi is still largely peaceful, but they say that the violence is being caused by rebel groups. They describe them as terrorist groups, and they still refuse to speak to them. They told us they will not speak to those groups because they see them as violent. Today it was the chance of the opposition parties who did not take part in the election, who boycotted the election. It was their chance to talk to the mediator. They give a completely different picture. They say that security is a serious issue in Burundi. People are dying, people are fleeing, and they say that President Pierre Nkurunziza's third-term win was unconstitutional. The different sides might not get to speak to each other for another few days yet.
And of course, we know that this is not the first time for regional leaders to try and bring some level of peace and stability to Burundi. This time around, considering the opposing views and opinions on the nature of the crisis, is there still optimism that a solution can be found?
Well, sadly, if we're talking about a solution in the next 4 days, then the answer is no. The reason for that is there aren't all the opposition groups actually here. As you've already said, there are some, but there certainly aren't representatives from those rebel groups. The other reason is just the slow nature of these talks. As I said, they're separated into different rooms, and they'll get to talk to each other through a mediator by the end. Even the mediation team from the East African community is using the word consultation, and particularly not negotiation, because this is all about just getting the sides talking. And then, of course, there's the issue, even if they can get these different factions to agree, it's quite another challenge to get the people on the ground to stick to any agreed rules as well. So I would say that the goal at the moment is to keep complete peace as a possibility.
Slow steps then towards stability. Thanks, Dan Ashby, live for us there in Arusha.